Hey Lawn Care Nation, so today as you can see I'm sitting in my lawn care truck, and I wanted to talk about a massive upgrade I've made to this vehicle that is perfect for anybody wanting to upgrade their older lawn care truck, or even your new vehicle if it doesn't have some of these features. And the upgrade I'm talking about is replacing the stock radio with this ATOTO S8 Android head unit. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so this is the ATOTO S8 Standard model, and what makes this just a massive upgrade, even over some of the other larger name brand aftermarket head units like Sony and Kenwood and all that sort of stuff, is that this particular unit is 100% Android based. So what that means is that it's basically an Android tablet that you have controlling your radio and all of the other features. That also means that it has full access to the Google Play Store, as well as any other app store you want to install on there, like Amazon's app store for Android as well. And you have the ability to even sideload apps that may not be officially available on the Google Play Store. So that just makes the potential of this unit just unlimited on what you're able to do with it. And right out of the box, it just has so many great features that you're not going to find on some of those more standard, larger branded head units. So because it's basically like a tablet here, you'll have all these familiar sort of app icons. You can arrange these however you like. You've got widgets available, just like any Android tablet. You have the familiar app drawer that Android has. And you can just see as I scroll through here how snappy the screen is. So you'll see here that we've got access to the Google Play Store. And a good example of side-loading apps here is the Netflix app, which isn't officially supported on a lot of the Android Auto type devices, but because you can sideload it, you can find different versions that will work on particular head units like I have here. So if we turn it on there, you can see that I've got full access to Netflix and able to watch whatever it is that you want to watch. So very, very cool to have features like that installed. You can install things like you'll see here, lawn care specific. You can install the Jobber app if you wanted to input your jobs and control all of that as well. From your Android head unit. And because it is basically an Android tablet here, you also have Chrome. And you'll see here that I've got Yard Book queued up to show you guys as well. So you can see a calendar here that you can go and look at your scheduled jobs for that day. You can go to your invoice pages and see what invoices you have outstanding. If you wanted to check into something, load up an invoice and see what is listed on that particular invoice. So the other massive feature that the ATOTO S8 Standard comes with built in right out of the box is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can take your charging cable and connect it to the USB port here and connect that way. There's also another USB port that's routed around the dash where you can have it connected to different areas. I've got mine wired to right there so that you can plug in a cable there. But on the Apple CarPlay side, it also features wireless Apple CarPlay. So that was really the sort of standout feature for me. Being an iPhone user, I can have my iPhone sitting here in the center console, or in my Boost Auto Parts wireless charger, have that there charging while I'm driving around, and just go up to the CarLink app, press the connect button. It's going to connect and verify the connection, and there you go. There's wireless Apple CarPlay. You can see on my phone it's saying CarPlay is connected. So just awesome set of features, of course, with CarPlay, because then you've got full access to your phone. Your messages there, as text messages comes in, Siri's going to read those messages out. You can respond to them without having to type anything or anything like that, just all voice commands. Of course, got access to all of my favorite podcasts, including my latest episode there. So now they also feature a bunch of built-in apps as well. So if you don't want to mess with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay or any of that, you can just use the apps that come with it. There's a phone app here that automatically connects with Bluetooth to your phone. And this will work in conjunction with Apple CarPlay. So if I'm in Apple CarPlay, I can use the phone on that section. If I come out to the home screen, I can just go into this app here and use the phone here as well. Of course, it has access to your audio library on your phone, so you can play your music and all that sort of stuff as well through Bluetooth and all that. So just really, really handy. Has access to your contacts that are on your phone as well. I don't have the phone connected at the moment, just so I'm not showing any sort of sensitive information, but it would list all of your contact names and stuff here with their phone numbers and all that stuff, and you could just tap them to call. So the other cool thing about the ATOTO S8 Standard that they have built in right out of the box is the Google Maps app that they have already pre-installed there for you. So what's cool about that is, again, if you don't want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to directly display your phone's navigation on the screen, you can just use the Google Maps app directly on the screen here. So you can either use your phone's hotspot to give Wi-Fi to this unit and be able to use your apps and navigation and stuff like that. But Google Maps also lets you download all of your maps in advance, and they're good for a year before you need to refresh them again. So you can essentially use all your navigation here built in without any data usage. So it's, again, very, very cool here. You can see it comes up very, very quickly. Makes it very, very simple to use without having to turn on the Wi-Fi or remembering to do your hotspot and stuff like that, and be able to have navigation always ready. Again, super handy to look up customer addresses and stuff if you're looking for a customer's address to be able to go and do a quote.
In 200 meters, turn right onto 64th Avenue. Turn right onto 64th Avenue.
Now, speaking of connections on the back of the radio, one of those ones that you're going to want to utilize, especially if you're using this vehicle for your lawn care business and you're towing trailers, is having a backup camera. So with this particular unit as well, I installed the ATOTO HD backup camera. And of course, what's cool about this camera is not only will it automatically pop up on the screen when you put the vehicle in reverse, but it also has the ability to give you a live view anytime you want by just tapping the app there. So you can see it pops up the rear view. You can just kind of make out, if you look closely on the screen there, the outlines of my back bumper. So that's just an awesome feature, especially if, say, you've got like a flat deck trailer and you've got some stuff on there that you want to monitor as you're driving forward down the road. You can basically have this live view on to make sure your load hasn't shifted on you on the trailer as you're driving forward. So that's just another awesome feature as well. The back, ATOTO does have a whole bunch of other accessories available, including a true 360-degree camera system that you can purchase and calibrate, and it'll give you that full actual 360-degree view. It requires a bunch of calibration and measurements of your vehicle and all that sort of stuff to give you a very accurate 360-degree view. But if you don't want to go through that trouble or expense of doing that, even with a single rear view backup, basic backup camera, it'll give you that simulated bird's eye view. So let me turn the truck on and I'll show you what it looks like. So of course, as soon as I put the vehicle in reverse, So you'll notice what I was talking about there. So we've got the reverse camera comes up. I've got the simulated bird's eye view turned on, so it divides the screen. We've got the rear view camera on one side, and then we've got that sort of bird's eye view on the other side. So you can see the sort of the rendition of a vehicle there, and you can see just behind it the actual gravel or asphalt or whatever you'd be parked on in behind the vehicle, and you can see that asphalt there with the rocks and stuff, or sorry, the gravel that I'm parked on there. I'm in basically a gravel parking lot, so you can see the gravel just behind me there, and it kind of paints it there. And as I start to reverse, this image will start to come up and encompass around the vehicle to display and sort of give you an idea of what that rear view kind of looks like. So if I start to back up, we'll see, and in the background there's some red parking sort of those blockers to stop you from going past that point. Like you can see here just in front of me there's some of those behind me. I'll show you on the other side there, those things there. So if I start to back up and get to the ones on the other side, you'll see what I'm talking about here. And you'll notice as I start to back up, that picture starts to encompass around the vehicle there. And anything that you're driving over that it sees, like manhole covers and things like that, will appear on this side of the screen as well in relation to your vehicle. So as I start backing up, you can notice here on this side those red parking lot barrier things are showing up there in my rear view, and as we get closer to them, they'll start showing up in the bird's eye view as well. Oh, so there we go. So you can see them starting to pop up there. And of course, the scale is completely different with this simulated mode. If you went and installed their full true 360 camera system, then the proportions of the measurements and the objects you see in compared to the vehicle would be much more accurate. But this is just giving you sort of that simulated mode. So here's another example here. I found a stretch of road here. There's a manhole cover. So as you can see, as I start to back up, it's going to paint that asphalt on the ground, including the lines that are on the asphalt there. And as we get closer and closer here, you can see that manhole cover in the live view, and in the bird's eye view, you can see the manhole cover there. So as I start to back up, it gives you that sort of approximation of where that manhole cover is. Of course, the other cool feature about the rear camera and that sort of simulated bird's eye view is when you're backing up into parking spots, it can kind of do a simulated job showing you those parking lines and how close you're getting. But of course, useful as well for seeing how close you are getting to the object behind you. So you can see the curb there in live view showing up in sort of that simulated bird's eye view. The other camera that I got from ATOTO is their dash cam, their USB DVR camera. I've got that connected as well. I'll just show you that camera there. I've got it up on the windshield there, and you can see it's this unit right here, the USB DVR camera, and it's got a little micro SD slot on the side there. So that camera there automatically records as soon as you put the key in the ignition. There's nothing that you need to do to get it to work. It just automatically works when it senses that 12-volt accessory power come on. I've got it connected to the S8, and again, like the rear view camera, you can go into sort of a live view mode as well. This is accessible while you're driving, so you've got sort of a live view of the front of the vehicle, and you can see the hood of my truck here on the bottom of the screen there, and the parked cars that are in front of us there. So that's the view from my dash, and you'll notice here in the corner that even though I've got the vehicle turned off, but because I've got the ignition on so that the radio comes on, The dash camera is recording. It's showing me that I've got an SD card, and right beside it, it's got a microphone, because it also records the audio inside your vehicle, so that you can hear what you're talking about or what's going on in, you know, case of an accident or something like that. You'll have that as well. And then of course you can just tap on the screen, go to the menus, and tap the little file folder there, and it's going to give you access to all of your files that you just previously had. So So here's an example of the actual video and audio quality from the ATOTO dash cam. This is on a typical gloomy, rainy day in the Pacific Northwest. But this will give you an example of the video quality and the audio quality that it records from inside the truck with the diesel engine. So as I mentioned with the cameras, ATOTO offers a whole bunch of different optional accessories that you can purchase to install, like that dash camera or that rear camera or that bird's eye view, true bird's eye view 360-degree camera system that they sell as well. And one of the other really cool optional accessories that they have for this particular unit is their TPMS system. So if I go into the app drawer and look for the TPMS system, it's this app right here, and we give that a moment to load up. I don't have the system installed, but the app still loads and kind of shows you an idea of what we're talking about. So TPMS, for those of you who don't know, is your tire pressure monitoring system. So basically their little kit would install to the back of the radio here, and it includes 4 valve stem caps that you would put on each of the valve stems on your tires. And as you can see from here, we've got a sort of a picture of a vehicle to give you sort of the orientation, and you've got 4 corners: the front driver's side, rear driver's side, front passenger side, rear passenger side. And you'll notice here from the corner there, it would tell you the temperature of that tire as well as the air pressure of that particular tire there as well. And what's neat here is you can configure this app to trigger at certain warnings or certain pressures. So if you're losing, you know, if you've got tires that are supposed to be at 35 psi, and say, you know, you want them to trigger at 32 psi, it'll, you know, if the tire has a slow leak or loses pressure and gets to 32, it'll give you a warning on the screen telling you, hey, that you've got a low tire pressure warning and stuff. So another just awesome feature that an accessory that you can add on to the system to just give it a very modern feel of what you'd find in brand new vehicles today. So the other very cool feature that you're able to do with the ATOTO S8, because again it is basically a full Android based tablet here in your vehicle, and you have access to the Google Play Store, is that you also have access to the incredible Torque app that is available only for Android devices. So you can see that there with that little check engine light sort of icon there. So basically the Torque app is an app that lets you configure it for your specific vehicle, and then you can use something like this inexpensive OBD2 Bluetooth interface. ATOTO also sells their own version of this as well. And basically what this lets you do is you plug this into your OBD2 port, and this is going to relay all of your vehicle's diagnostic information in real time to that Torque app and display it on the screen. Okay, so you can see I've got the OBD Bluetooth connector plugged into the OBD port on my vehicle. You can see the little light flashing that it's connected and relaying some information. So let's go up to the radio here, and we'll tap the Torque app, and you can see that the current revolutions on the engine are showing 670 revs which looks about right when I look at the actual RPM gauge there. It's about 600 revolutions per minute. As I hit the gas pedal, you see the revolutions go up. And then if we go to real-time information here, so you can see here on this one, you can see I've got that RPM gauge there. You can see it's live in real time. I've got a speedometer one there. I've got my coolant temperature there. This one here is the vacuum boost. So this is showing me my turbo boost on my diesel engine. So that's pretty handy as well. And then I've got an oil pressure one. And then this one here for me is very impressive. This is one that for you diesel fans out there is super handy as well. This is my diesel injector balance rates. So I've got this configured for all 8 cylinders of my Duramax diesel engine. And that sort of gives you an idea, but that's just awesome real-time information about you know, how your engine is performing. I wanted to show you as well how customizable the ATOTO is in terms as well of your steering wheel controls here. So I've got some music loaded up that is YouTube safe in terms of copyright. So if I start to play that there. So this is from Bluetooth. It's streaming off of my phone. And basically you can see here with my volume control here that as I start to press the button there, the volume goes up. As I lower it, the volume starts to lower. But I'll show you on the actual radio here if we go into the app section, and you can see here the steering wheel controls app. So if I tap that, you'll see a bunch of different functions that you can program buttons for, and you can see the ones that have the gray box around them are those buttons that I have already programmed. So if I press a button on my steering wheel, you'll notice here that the icon or the message there turns yellow. It's saying press and hold the button on the steering wheel to start learning and matching. So basically you press the button that you want to press on your steering wheel, and you can see it turns yellow. The yellow is saying select you know, what function you want basically below. So then you would tap whatever function button it is that you want below, and then it basically just maps out that function to that button press on the steering wheel. So super easy to be able to map out your steering wheel controls. So as you can see, guys, the ATOTO S8 is fully customizable. There's just so much that you can do with this, including even, you know, your dimming of the screen. It is automatically wired to the headlights as well, so that when the headlights come on, the screen dims at night, so it's not super bright in your face. During the day, the screen goes to full brightness so that you can see it in bright sunlight. You can also go into the settings and change the color of the illumination of the buttons. There's some preset colors, but there's also basically like a color wheel that you just kind of go in and scroll through. And basically you can match the color of the light in those buttons to match your factory buttons. So I've got mine all so that it all matches all of the other buttons on my dash, and just gives it sort of that very factory look at night. So not having sort of like blue buttons or red buttons, it all matches that sort of factory yellowish light that comes out of my factory buttons. Now in terms of customizations as well, you have the ability, because this is a fully Android based head unit and basically like an Android tablet, as I've said in the past. If you don't like the stock launcher that comes with the ATOTO S8, which basically gives it this sort of Android tablet type of look, you have the ability to download different launchers. So there's vehicle specific ones like the Ogama car launcher. Then it gives you a very sort of new modern car feel to the head unit versus having just all those icons and apps. So there you have it, Lawn Care Nation. That is the ATOTO S8 Standard Android head unit. As you can see, it's just an awesome piece of kit for especially your older lawn care vehicle to give it all of those modern features with a full touchscreen display. Even your new lawn care vehicle, there's a lot of new trucks out there, especially work truck trims and stuff that have just basic radios in them with some very basic features that this would be a massive upgrade for. So that's it for this one, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the ATOTO S8 Standard Android-based head unit. Also, chime in on your thoughts on that USB DVR dash cam kit, as well as that full HD ATOTO rear backup camera with that simulated bird's eye view system. I'll leave some links in the description below to where you can find this ATOTO S8 Standard if you're interested in checking one out for yourself. So that's it for this one, guys. Here's to wishing you guys overwhelming success and freedom in your lawn care business. Bye for now.